One of the most dramatic moments in the Godfather movie is when the family patriarch, Don Vito Corleone, is brutally shot while buying oranges. This moment is particularly delicate, as his death would inevitably symbolize the decline of the family. This assassination attempt was clearly orchestrated by Solozzo in response to Vito's refusal to support the narcotics business in the city. For Santino, Vito's son, it becomes clear that the assassination was only possible due to a vulnerability in his father's security. At that moment, Vito was left defenseless because his driver and bodyguard, Paulie, had not gone to work that day, leaving the incompetent Fredo in his place. But there remained a doubt. If Paulie had indeed betrayed the family, had he done so on his own initiative, or was he following orders from his boss, Clemenza? In this video, we will explore scenes that were cut from the original version of the film to understand how Sonny identified the real traitor. Despite the limited screen time of the character Paulie Gatto in the film, his presence is essential to the plot's development. Paulie Gatto was one of Clemenza's henchmen and worked as Vito Corleone's personal driver. He became close to the family when he attended the same school as Michael, later becoming one of Clemenza's most trusted soldiers. According to Mario Puzo's book, Paulie had an impeccable track record. He hailed from a Sicilian lineage and spent his formative years in the same vibrant neighborhood that the Corleone boys called home. When he joined the family's business, he was tested and approved. After proving his worth, he began receiving a percentage from an East Side betting book and a share in the union payoffs list. Clemenza knew that he supplemented his income with some solo robberies, which went against the family's rules, but it was not considered a serious offense. He was one of those who sought revenge against the men who beat Bonacera's daughter, which earned him even more respect within the family. Early in the film, we see a strong side of Paulie's personality: greed, as he calculates how much money the bride has already received in gifts. He clearly implies that if the wedding were not a Corleone's, he would certainly try to steal that money. And it was precisely because of his greed that he became an easy target for Solozzo, who offered him substantial financial compensation in exchange for helping to remove Vito from power. Sonny quickly noticed Paulie's absence on the day of the assassination attempt on Vito and did not believe it was a mere coincidence. However, he needed to understand if Clemenza was also involved, since he was Paulie's direct boss. In one of the deleted scenes from the movie, Sonny summons Tessio after the assassination attempt and asks him to recruit 50 trustworthy men to protect the family mansion. Tessio asks if he should also call Clemenza's men, but Sonny emphatically refuses.
What about Clemenza's regime?
No, I don't want to use Clemenza's people right now, all right?
All right.
In another deleted scene, we see Sonny receiving a call from one of his contacts at the telephone company, confirming that Paulie received several calls from Solozzo's men from a public phone in front of the Corleone's office, exactly on the days he was supposedly sick. With this, the traitor's identity was confirmed. Sonny then instructs Clemenza to eliminate Paulie as quickly as possible.
I want you to take care of that son of a bitch right away.
Paulie sold out the old man, that Strutz.
I don't want to see him again. Make that first thing on your list, understand?
Understood.
The next day, Clemenza recruits a rookie named Rocco Lampone to help him with the task. This would be Rocco's initiation into the family, which would eventually earn him the Corleone's trust in the future. Clemenza and Rocco take Paulie for a ride around the city, under the pretext of looking for an apartment where the soldiers could hide during the impending war. When families went to war against each other, it was common for soldiers to stay in rented apartments, sleeping on mattresses so that the police and enemies would not know where they were. In mafia jargon, this was called going to the mattresses. Paulie became excited about this, as he imagined how much this valuable information would be worth to Solozzo. They visit various locations in the city to avoid raising Paulie's suspicions. Clemenza even pretends to make a call to Sonny as part of the disguise.
Hey, you talked my ear off. We gotta go back to Long Beach. You got another job for us.
What do you think? We're gonna get that last place we saw?
I don't know. What do you gotta know now?
I don't gotta know nothing.
All right, drive the car and watch where you go.
Until at a certain moment, Clemenza asks to stop the car, claiming he needs to relieve himself. That's when Rocco Lampone shoots Paulie in the back of the head 3 times. They abandon the car, the weapon, and the body, leaving it to be found as a public warning that the family did not weaken after the assassination attempt and that any traitor would be eliminated. It also served to show Solozzo that his spy had been quickly discovered. The actor who portrayed Paulie Gatto was Johnny Martino, and like other cast members, he also had real-life mafia connections. Johnny was the nephew of Lucky Luciano, one of the major mafia bosses in New York. And another intriguing detail to note is that initially, several actors auditioned for the role of Paulie Gatto, including an unknown Sylvester Stallone, who was rejected. Years later, he starred in his own movie, Rocky, which also featured 2 actors from The Godfather, Talia Shire and Joe Spinell. The scene depicting Paulie Gatto's elimination stands out in the first film for several notable reasons. Firstly, it vividly illustrates the mafioso's ruthless coldness in dispatching someone, treating the act with a nonchalance akin to taking a stroll through the city or buying a traditional Italian pastry for his wife. Secondly, this scene firmly establishes, even before the film reaches its midpoint, that betrayal within the mafia family is an unforgivable and unacceptable act. In the world of the mafia, betrayal is considered the gravest of sins and is met with extreme brutality. Loyalty is the cornerstone of the mafia's structure, and any act of betrayal is seen as an unyielding breach of that trust. Individuals who dare to betray their mafia families are derogatorily labeled as rats and face an inevitable fate of certain death. The retribution is relentless and swift, leaving no room for remorse. The fear of reprisal keeps the members in line and serves as a constant reminder that betrayal is never tolerated in the unforgiving and bleak world of the mafia. In upcoming videos, we will see how this concept explains various other moments in the trilogy. On this channel, we publish videos that provide you with a deeper understanding of the curiosities and subtle details that you might not have noticed when watching the 3 movies of The Godfather.